You copy the list of resources that your friend used. You buy the same subscriptions and you download the exact same Anki decks and are watching the exact same videos, and yet you end up with different results. I know for a fact that there are tons of people who score really, really well using those exact resources. I also know that there are tons of people who fail using those exact same resources. In other words, if I were to go up to people who scored in the top 1% and I went to the people who scored in the bottom 1%, I can virtually guarantee that I wouldn't be able to tell who used which resources. One of the most common mistakes I see students make is they come up with the Frankenstein plan. Tell me if this sounds familiar. You're working really hard, your scores aren't really improving, and so now you're starting to doubt, maybe there's something wrong with me. When we start to doubt ourselves, then we start to look outside of ourselves and then we think, well, maybe there's some sort of magic formula that our friends are following or magic resource that they're using, and that is the reason that they're scoring so much better than I am, despite the fact that they're not studying nearly as much. So in our panic, we go and ask all of our friends, hey, what are you using? Hey, what's working for you? Now, granted, you don't have to have bad scores for this to happen to you. I'll say that when I was at Stanford, this was one of the most common things I saw among students who were doing well. They would say something like, hey, I'm doing reasonably well, but I just want to know what it is that you're doing because I just want to make sure that I'm not missing something. Regardless of what drives you to it, it usually goes something like this. Your first friend says something like, I don't know, I'm using Sketchy. Maybe your second friend says, well, I just switched to Boards and Beyond recently. And your third friend says, wow, I just started using the Amboss questions and their knowledge bank is amazing. Your fourth friend then joins the conversation and says, I just used First Aid and oh my gosh, this has been such a game changer for me. Now, each of these things in and of itself might be true. However, then what ends up happening is that people try to do all of it and end up with the Frankenstein plan. The Frankenstein plan is an amalgamation of everything that everyone else is doing, which individually, maybe some of these things would have made sense. However, when you put all of these things together, it ends up being way too overwhelming and people end up not getting much, if anything, done. So why does this happen and why is it understandable? Well, when you're really working hard and you're not seeing results, it's normal to start to panic. And like we said before, the people that actually are the most anxious on exams are oftentimes the people that are scoring best on the practice exams. It's kind of ironic, but the people that have low NBMEs oftentimes aren't feeling nearly as much panic as people that are scoring 250s, 260s, or especially those that are scoring 270s on their NBMEs. Regardless, there's a big gap between your effort and what it is that you hope your outcome is going to be. And so as a consequence, people wonder, maybe it's me, maybe it's my resources. Fear takes over, and then based on that fear, we start copying everything that everyone else is doing, hoping that one of those things is going to be the magic thing that sticks. The problem is that behind this, there's no coherent strategy, there's no clear reason why it is that we're using each of these things, and it just is a collection of kind of panic-driven additions. The alternative is that you use principle-based changes to your studying. So, for example, you start with a problem. In my case, at Stanford, I was forgetting information that I studied after only about a week or two. So I identified, okay, well, this is my problem, I'm forgetting stuff. Therefore, I need to figure out what is the best solution for my particular problem. Right? In other words, I'm going to use a principle. I came to the conclusion that I needed to use spaced repetition and figured, okay, well, I need to figure out exactly how I can make spaced repetition work for my particular situation. Notice that I didn't say, well, I don't know, my friend uses Anki, and so I don't know, I want to do this because I'm too afraid that I'm going to fall behind him or something like that. The fear-driven approach is exactly what happened to our student. She kept going on Reddit and YouTube and things like that, and based on her fear, she would see what someone else was doing and think, well, I don't know, they passed their test, and so that must be the magic bullet for what it is that I need in order to go beyond my exam as well. Instead of having a principle guide her, she just wondered, I don't know, maybe this is the thing that's going to work. So remember, make changes based on principles, not panic. Every resource or change to your studying should solve a specific problem that you've identified, not just be something that you're copying just because you're afraid of falling behind your friend. This wasn't that different for our student who scored 71% on 2 separate NBMEs. She had done all of the right resources previously. She was using UWorld. She had tried Anki, although she had said, I'm not an Anki person, which is frankly one of the most common things that we hear from people. And she was doing all of it, right? She tried all of the right resources and a lot of other resources that now maybe other people hadn't used as much. She was doing the exact same things as people who scored in the 250s, 260s, but she kept failing. The issue is that the resources weren't the problem. How she was using them was the problem. The solution is to not ask, what resources should I use? Instead, you should ask, how should I engage with these resources to actually learn from them, right? In other words, are you just doing UWorld questions in order to hit your 100 question magic number per day? Or Or are you trying to actually use UWorld as a means to identify where exactly is the gap in my question reading process? Are you using Anki just because you wanted to do, 500 cards a day, which is what your friend did? Or are you using Anki to solve a specific problem, like trying to improve your recognition or trying to improve your retention, which is obviously a really critical part for your exams? The resources matter way less than your actual method. Instead, you want to focus on how. If you're a medical student or a doctor preparing for either the USMLEs or COMLEX or one of your medical board exams, then be sure to sign up for our free 14-step program where we'll walk you through the most efficient ways for you to improve your score in a short period of time. And if you're interested in getting there faster, be sure to book a free call with our team where we'll break down what it is that's holding you back and, if it makes sense, explain how it is that we can help you to get there more efficiently.